Well, we're still here. We're still doing this.
Yes. Maybe.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem, we're doing this, which is what we say every day. People wonder, why do you open the show with a Baruch Hashem? Why do you open your day with it? In Judaism, you open every morning. You wake up, eyes open. Modeh, we thank God. We say one sentence. Do you do this?
Yeah, for giving me a new day.
Yeah.
For my sleep.
You do this?
Yeah, Modeh, lefanecha melech v'kayam.
You know the rest?
Zartat b'nishmoiti v'chem kaman b'chem. What? All those. That's good. That's what it is. That's the prayer.
But it's a beautiful thing to wake up with gratitude. Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.
By the way, welcome to Stars of David, the only podcast that asks the question, why is this podcast different from all other podcasts? I'll tell you why, because here we are just a source of Jewish pride right here. We are unabashedly Jewish, and it's called Stars of David because that's our guests. Our guests, we are not Stars of David. Far be it from us to call ourselves that.
Sure.
But the guests are always the stars of our time that are just impacting the world in such a beautiful Jewish way and like a tikkun olam, heal the world way, whether it's with their comedy or advocacy. I love having this show because we get to celebrate that. And it's a celebration of Jewish culture, comedy, and kvetching. And we'll get to the kvetching. I'm Elon Gold, and this is Eli Leonard, the one and only Eli. By the way, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing great. I mean, it's Emmanuelle Chriqui day.
It is.
Nothing could go wrong.
I don't know about that.
Nothing could go wrong.
I'm also very excited about Emmanuelle because she's so lovely and she came to my Shabbat dinner table and we'll talk about that. And I'm very excited about that. But first, we kvetch. Mm-hmm. And you know me, Eli. I don't mean to complain,
Right.
but I made a birthday dinner party for my mother who turned 88.
Okay.
I'm in New York City. I fly there to celebrate her birthday.
Okay.
And because I had a gig.
Right. Okay.
And but I stayed an extra day after the gig to celebrate her birthday. And she starts calling her close friends and some cousins, which is, why wouldn't you? It's her
so
birthday.
Nice.
So nice.
Yeah.
Inviting them to this dinner.
Yeah.
At a restaurant. Okay. You ready for the complaint?
Yeah.
Right. All sounds wonderful.
Yeah, this sounds very sweet.
It's such a sweet story until the check comes. Okay?
What happened?
The check arrives like this, right?
It's the table.
Now, what do? There's 20 people at this now dinner party. What do you do when this happens? I don't know about you, but I do this.
Right. You go for the wallet immediately.
Even if I have nothing,
right.
Sometimes I have
If you come up with nothing, you're like, I can't find it. At least you're putting your hands.
I'm feeling myself up.
Of course.
And I'm just going through the motions. Okay? I do this. My best friend, Schiffer.
Yeah, Schiff.
He does this.
Right. Okay.
My brother, Steve, he immediately does this.
Okay.
None of the people that my mother invited, not the friend who, by the way, is from Westchester and the Hamptons, so,
Okay, so that means rich?
Has a summer home.
Right,
Do you have a summer home?
No.
You don't have a home.
Right. I got a pretty small apartment.
That's not a home.
I agree. No, I totally agree. And there's no love in it.
And yet you, and mostly because you live alone.
Okay. Okay.
And yet you, with the little you have, always reach.
I will, no matter what, reach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nobody reaches.
You know what?
On her invite list.
Okay.
The cousins, the wealthy friend, nobody reaches. And I go, what's going on here? How do you not chip in? So I just ask my mother after, like the next day. I go, I'm happy to pay. You're worth it if it was just me paying. Not that I can afford it. You know me, I'm no big shot financially.
Right.
I don't do as well as people think.
No, you play the part of it, but
Right.
Yeah, you're not one.
This Rolex, gift.
Right, gift.
So I don't spend money on things. And yet, I would have paid for that entire birthday dinner. And I just said to my mother, Mom, how come like none of your friends or the relatives even offered? I didn't even care, but even offered, did the fake. She said, well, I think they thought it was a party and not a dinner. I'm like, it was a dinner party. It was a dinner party. It was a party celebrating your birthday at a restaurant having dinner.
Yeah.
But I do understand that if you're invited to a party,
Yeah.
then you don't go, how much were the flowers and the catering? You don't, let me get this. Let me get some of this. When you're invited to a party, what about when you're invited to a dinner party at a restaurant where it's not a party.
Right.
It's not, there were other people there not invited to the party, patrons of the restaurant. Don't you pay? Don't you pitch in?
Yeah, well, I think you always offer. And I mean, in my family, if I'm doing that, everyone knows it's a joke and they'll pay instead. That actually goes for most of my friends too. If I ever reach for my wallet, they know that I don't mean it, which is a great way to be alive.
Right.
Okay. But in this case, I think you need just to have like a big announcement if it's going to be paid for by anyone. But you're not making the announcement
No,
at all.
there was an announcement.
No, you're reaching, but you're not saying, you know what, let me pay for it. We've got this covered.
Right.
You didn't do that. So
didn't do that.
everyone else should be going for it.
But in their defense, and I found this out later, there was an announcement by my mother.
Oh.
This is a party.
Well,
She didn't say the word dinner. When you leave dinner at a dinner party and it's just party,
Right,
again, you're not pitching in at the end of a party. You'd be weird to offer help at the end of a
do
party.
arrive at a party and there's maybe you bring a gift, but you're not going to pay anything.
You're not paying anything.
Yeah.
So that in their defense, and then and by the way, my cousins are the sweetest people, and they were like, "Oh, because you're mine." And she called me to explain this to me. Because by the way, we would have pitched in, but we we thought she said, "Come to my party," and then we thought it was weird and insulting to pay for the party. Anyway, but here's my bottom line: the complaint. Pretend, just eat at a party. Nope, just you're at a restaurant. Just wait, was this a party? I don't know. Just do something.
Just some semblance of performance.
Hey everybody, we're back here with the unbelievably talented, incredibly lovely, dynamic. I'm not reading that, by the way. I'm just thinking of this. I don't know why I look down as if I'm reading an intro. I don't need to read an intro about the great, legendary Emmanuelle Chriqui. I mean, this is someone that is beloved by generations. You know, my son, like teenagers are now obsessed with Entourage, and thereby obsessed with you. But that's another story. Yeah. And then you come for Shabbat dinner, and we have an incredible time.
Oh, amazing.
At that Shabbat dinner. It was too big because no one could have a communal conversation. We were just having little conversation, and I just spotted it because there was 15 people there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I usually like more intimate, especially when I have a special guest like you, so that we can all talk and hear each other. It was just little breakout conversations. So I went, I got to save this Shabbos dinner. And I literally thought of something that I'm so proud of to this day that I now open every podcast interview with.
Oh.
Do you remember that night that I said, let's go around the table
Yeah.
and I'll ask the 3 W's.
Yes.
Yeah?
I do remember.
And it's, what are you working on?
Yeah.
What are you worried about?
Yeah.
And what do you wish for?
Yeah.
Could you share maybe a little of that?
Sure.
Thank you.
Honestly, what am I working on? The risk of sounding so cliche, I'm working on myself.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. That is great.
Yeah.
More of us need to be doing that.
Yeah. Can we expound on that?
Yeah.
What specifically are you working on? You seem pretty darn perfect to us.
No, of course I can. I feel like, obviously, this past year has been incredibly confronting on so many levels, and things have come up that I've never lived through before. So I think it is about like balancing and managing expectations and doing all the things to keep yourself grounded.
I was just talking about this, how my kids, and you're pretty much their generation, you're a lot younger than me, but my kids are growing up in a way that I never had to, where they have to face this reality that, the world hates us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how are they coping? So you're working on yourself and then dealing with, it's micro and macro.
Yeah.
It's big picture, little picture.
Very much so.
So how do you do that? How do you handle anti-Semitism? And what do you think when you think like, why do they hate us? Do you have answers? Because I don't.
No, I don't have answers. I think it will forever be a giant question mark. I think that I was raised, my parents, so I was raised in a small town outside of Toronto, and we were two Jewish families. But I lived in I would consider, I guess, modern Orthodox home. And my
Like you
whole,
kept Shabbat modern Orthodox?
yeah,
Like you kept kosher modern Orthodox?
yeah,
That is so impressive.
yeah.
I have
We kept kosher at home,
right.
not outside of the
Of
house.
course. The fact that you're keeping anything and so impressive, and that's we've just broke story here. Emmanuelle grew up modern Orthodox.
Yeah. So, I don't really know the exact definitions, but that's what it was. We did Shabbat dinner every Friday, Shabbat lunch Saturday. Dad went to temple.
Wow.
All our biggest fights were going out on Friday night, and so then I clued in and I was like, guys, come over for Shabbat.
Nice. I can't come to you. Bring the party
You
here.
Go here. And of course, they were obsessed with challah bread. So
Yeah, everyone
needless to
is.
say.
And Friday night dinner at your house was just special, right? It's just
Always.
magical.
Yeah, always. And my mom was an extraordinary cook. So,
Wow.
it was,
And you did it every Friday night, and she lit candles. Your dad would say Kiddush.
oh my God, the whole thing. Are you kidding? In Canada, so in the wintertime, I would race home from school so that I could plug in the water, light the candles because I'd be the first one home because it started at like 4:15 or whatever it was. Turn the oven on low. Like all the things that we had milk and meat separate at home.
Incredible. Can I ask you a
Passover
personal
cleaning was
question? You don't have to answer it.
Sure.
How much of that are you still keeping?
I'd light my Shabbat candles.
Great. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like Chabad. I am so non-judgmental. Everyone has their own level of observance, of
100.
faith. And I'm like, again, if you do anything, Chabad's like, here, just light these candles.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking you to put some light into the world and into your life
That's
and your
it.
house.
Amen.
Once a week.
Yes.
And then if you happen to want to drive to their Chabad, they're not going to be like, don't drive on.
Right.
They'll be like, come on over.
Exactly.
It's like, that's the, religion could either be beautiful or it could be quite oppressive. What are you smiling about? I see something brewing there.
It's something personal between you and me.
No, go ahead.
Let's get this
No,
out.
I want to hear it.
We have a great
we
guest.
have a
Let's get
guest.
this out.
We have an unbelievable guest, and you want to bring up our dirty laundry.
You couldn't have been more disappointed or upset at me when I was opening for you in Miami.
Okay.
That I went to a non-kosher restaurant.
Right.
That was owned by a Jew.
Right.
It was a Jewish-style kosher restaurant. And the whole day, honestly, for an hour and a half, you were berating me.
Right. Now, do you want to put it in context?
What? You went to a kosher restaurant?
No, in context, we were on a street with about 20 kosher restaurants. We had a lunch meeting with someone who just decided to pick the kosher restaurant. We sat at the kosher restaurant. You then went to I go, why are you leaving this kosher restaurant
You didn't even
to
wanna
go
go there.
find treif? Oh, it's Eli in search of treif.
It's just
oh, you
pastrami.
rebel, you.
Pastrami is basically kosher.
All pastrami is kosher.
In any form.
I'm in total agreement with you. But don't leave. It's like you're in Israel. Guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to Abu Dhabi to get a sandwich.
No,
You're in
it's
Israel.
like it's like you're in Israel and you go to McDonald's.
Yeah, which is kosher in Israel.
No, they got cheeseburgers.
They're fake cheese
Okay.
or fake meat, one or the other.
Okay, so yeah,
I
I guess I haven't been there.
Yeah,
in
but
a very
bringing
long
this
time.
up, vilifying me,
You're a villain.
your best friend,
horrible
who's done so much for you.
No, and I appreciate that. I love you very much. No, I really do. I love you so
And
I
to
love you.
make this about you.
No, this
And
is
to
about
make this about us.
you. Asked me what the smirk was. I don't have to say.
I'm so sorry.
I'm really glad you shared that.
Yeah, good.
You know what I mean. If you went to the non-kosher restaurant just randomly, I wouldn't go, why are you eating non-kosher? It was weird that he left it was weird.
He got his fill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
But that's so cool that you grew up modern Orthodox.
Yeah.
It's so great that you're keeping some of that alive. And it's just people don't realize, everyone outside of our industry is always critical of, well, they have no religion in Hollywood. Really? We have Shabbos dinner together. They don't speak out enough about anti-Semitism. I just heard you speaking out against anti-Semitism. I heard him speaking for it, by the way. He's all in. He's all for it.
But you know what, though? To
Nothing?
your point, I think that the silver lining of this past year is that we are embracing Judaism in a different way. Like in my 20 plus years of being in LA, it's never been like this. Like I can't keep up with the invitations. I can't
Right.
keep up with like it's never been that way. And Jews, fellow Jews that were like Jewish, right? That suddenly it means something different. And I think that's the thing, is that being Jewish in this moment
Right.
has taken on a different meaning.
It's completely different. It has a lot of weight and history and baggage to it now. It's not like
But are you talking about the pride that people have started to like
Yeah.
express
Yeah.
very
she's wearing.
adamantly?
Yeah,
You know, I think,
very much so.
yeah, I think that's what's happened as well. This
Yeah.
it's like people are coming together in, you know, in big groups and very often to just be proud of themselves.
Absolutely.
But that's why it's annoying me that outside, anywhere I go, people yell at me, "Oh, you're posting every day, but where's everyone else?
I know.
Where's everyone else?" And I'm like, your friend, you were the co-star of this movie, Adam Sandler, the legendary Zohan, one of the funniest movies of all time. You were hilarious in it. And it's like such an iconic thing where he literally couldn't tell the world more that he's a Zionist.
Yeah.
And he's a
Yeah.
proud Jew.
Yeah.
And here's a strong Jew. And we're not weak anymore. We're not going to, just march to the ovens anymore. So that movie was like the Zohan. That was like every Jewish kid's, that's our hero.
Yeah.
And then there's still people going, "Where's Adam Sandler? Why is he?" I go, "I'll tell you why he's not speaking out. Because he speaks out differently.
That's
He
it.
speaks out through his art and his comedy.
Exactly.
And it's like some people express themselves differently. He never goes negative. The thing about Sandler, he's just such a positive. He's like the Chabad of comedy.
Yeah.
He's all about just light candles, just, put on a little tefillin every now and
do
then.
you?
You do you.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to be the guy railing against anti-Semitism and posting for Israel every day.
Listen, I agree with that. And I think that in the beginning, I think that the sentiment was that we felt so alone. So who are the Jews that
Right.
have millions of followers that can affect change? But, that's what I mean, is that like working on myself. So going back to the beginning,
Yeah.
is that it also is about like releasing expectation, releasing judgments.
Right.
What I might do works for me might not work for you or you.
Right.
And I think that really we just need to be more tolerant of each other.
Right.
Especially within the community. That's the thing that kind of breaks my heart a bit.
Right.
But sidebar.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. And
Do
I
you get
think,
that? Do people come over to you because you were in that movie? Go, "Where's Adam? How come he
oh my
doesn't-"
God, I get it all.
annoying.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
And like, yeah. And
But I understand the sentiment. It's
I-
like
I
every Jew must
understand.
say something now. It's if
no.
not now. I get
When?
that.
Exactly.
Right. But also some choose to express themselves differently.
I mean, listen, he just did like a huge bat mitzvah movie.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like,
How much more Jew? He did the Hanukkah song. How much?
that's
Right.
it. And that like it lives on.
Back to you. People always ask me,
Yeah.
"How'd you get on Curb?"
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I did a few episodes, whatever. But it is a great story about me breaking into Larry David's office and demanding that I go on Curb, and it's for another time. But what was your story on how?
Entourage.
Yeah, was it just an audition? Was it?
Yeah.
There's always a story.
There
And
is.
especially when it leads to this iconic show that's just forever. It's in everyone's brains. It's just it was such a revolutionary, weird thing. Like, oh, is this how Hollywood works? It's you and your buddies.
Yeah.
It's so weird to have that inside look.
Yeah.
What was the story, the journey?
I mean, the journey really was that I auditioned what was for originally a 3-episode arc. And I went in, and then there was a callback. And Kevin Connolly apparently there was notes. There was some weird note, like she wasn't funny enough.
Wow.
And I was like,
There's
well,
always
that's not
notes.
really like in the material.
Yeah.
But somehow, and I really don't know how, but Kevin Connolly got my number and he called me. He goes, "Look,
I gave it to him.
forget everything that you heard.
Yeah.
Do exactly what you did in that room." So I don't know. There was some breakdown of conversation, whatever. So I ended up going back. We had a great read. Then I didn't hear anything for weeks.
Torture.
And I was like, oh, forget it. This is
Right.
not happening. And then a couple weeks later, I booked this gig and
Another gig.
no, I
Oh, this
booked Entourage.
Yeah.
And, like it's divine timing is really such a thing because Kev had said to me, they really want to find my girlfriend, like someone who will be here sort of long term. So, like whatever you need, like let's make this work kind of thing.
Wow.
And
to
it
do more than 3 episodes.
Yeah, and it was just like a little thing planted, and it really was. It was the rest of all the seasons
Wow.
and the movie, and it was just this gift that kept on giving. Yeah.
And it was like a game changer. And then how did you handle like this newfound fame where all of a sudden you're just a girl from Toronto your whole life and then you're this famous thing?
It's just, it was, at the time, it didn't feel so crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like it's always in hindsight. Like when I look at like those moments and the things that were coming to me and different press opportunities and different things where you just go, oh shit, that was a moment.
Yes.
But in the moment, it was just like, oh, well, I'm doing what I'm doing.
You never know you're famous until people tell you you are. It's time for our favorite game.
Okay.
It's sort of a Jewish geography game, but it's called 6 Degrees of Separation Anxiety. We add the anxiety to make it more Jewish. Anyway. Jon Favreau, any degrees? You love Jon Favreau?
Any degrees.
Even by separation, like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, you can go 6 degrees.
Yeah, certainly.
You worked with someone that worked with him,
For sure.
but you don't know him personally.
No.
So here's the word on the street. He has a sukkah. Every year, my good friend Jeff Ross, you know Jeff.
Yeah. Love Jeff.
He's been to Jon Favreau's sukkah.
What?
Could you imagine that? Again, it's always a thrill to find out you grew up observing, blah, blah, and then to find out that Favreau makes a sukkah.
Wait, I didn't even
This
know
is breaking. On this show, we
was
break stories.
Jewish.
You didn't even know he was Jewish.
No.
Yes, Favreau is a proud Jew.
Wow, I love that.
Ooh, and let's get back to the other 2 W's. The what are you worried about and what do you wish for?
I'm worried about our business.
Yeah, it is changing. It's unrecognizable. There's no pilot season. There's no development.
It's just so everything. It was just went like from COVID to the strike to this like weird moment.
Yeah. What do you wish for? That they fix it.
Yeah, exactly. I wish for, again, besides world peace, I wish for, now this is real. I wish for, I want to star in my own cable show and
Do we have a one-liner?
have it be, Emmy nominated.
Oh, we end every show with the 4 questions.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Ready.
The 4 questions. Speaking of the 4 questions, this could be the answer to one of the 4 questions. Favorite Jewish holiday?
Rosh Hashanah.
Wow. That requires a follow-up because that's almost nobody answers that. Why?
Oh, I love Rosh Hashanah. I love
New beginnings?
new beginnings, renewal. I love the symbolism. I love the food. I love, as much as I dread that means that Yom Kippur is around the corner.
Right.
I love this time,
Right.
and I love how I feel after Yom Kippur.
Yeah.
Let me ask you question number 2. Are you ready? It is the 4 questions.
Ready.
Exactly.
Who inspires you?
So this is, I'm going to just tell you this really quickly because there's not just one person.
Great.
So first and foremost, my father, he's not with us anymore, but he was amazing, total joie de vivre, funny, charming, amazing man.
You wrote something so eloquent and beautiful about him on your Instagram, and it was like just the love you have for your dad.
He is like number one.
Yeah.
Like I feel so lucky that I had a father like that. I would say, honestly, the new friends advocates in our community inspire me in other level
People
ways.
like Deborah Messing, who just like
Ted Mazig,
Yeah,
Noah
Ted Mazig's
Tishby,
unbelievable.
Mandana Diani. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many.
There's so many. There's
so
Barry
many.
Weiss. We could go on forever.
On and on and on and on. And I'm very inspired by
yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
And then
Montana
lastly,
Tucker.
Montana. God, I love Montana so much.
Zach Sage.
There's so many. Kate Winslet.
Wow.
I love her.
That's awesome.
I love her. I love her as a woman and as an artist. I
That
love
is
her.
so cool. Wow. Okay. Question number 3 always goes to Eli.
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay. What's your address?
Oh my God.
What? I'm wondering. It's something that I'm wondering. I don't know. I want to know about you. You know?
And the 4th question is.
No, the third question.
Oh, that was
3.
He's
that
just
was
stupid.
3.
Ignore him.
Yeah,
Ignore
yeah.
him.
Sorry.
All right. Fourth,
But you know what? I will ask another 2 since you ruined yours. What are you most proud of?
what am I most proud of? The life that I've created for myself.
Nice. And then finally, drum roll.
Dun, dun, dun.
What? You don't have to answer this.
Yeah.
What's your vice? What do you do either at the end of a day to just wind down, or what do you look forward to? Is go, well, I'll work hard today and I put in a 12-hour day on set, but at least I get to do that later. It could be eating. It could be heroin. God forbid.
I'll tell you what it is.
Everyone has something to look forward to in some vice.
Without overthinking anything, a massage.
Wow.
Any old time.
And will you get a couple a week?
Oh, if it's a good week, yeah.
Don't you dare offer. I can't thank you enough. You really are amazing and you are inspiring. And thank you for speaking out against anti-Semitism.
You are genius. You both are. Really. This has been so much fun.
Yes.
But I really do. I want to say this is that I think that speaking out against anti-Semitism, my platform for me, a person in this world, is about standing tall in who I am. So it's like much less about, did you see what happened and da 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 da, but really embracing who we are.
Thank you for being here. That was awesome.
You guys.
And now it's time for the Yiddish Word of the Week, featuring my parents, Sid and Lynn Gold. Mom, Dad, how are you?
We're good.
Okay, first tell us, what is the Yiddish Word of the Week?
Ziegezeichen.
Wow. That's a tough one. Can you say it again?
Ziegezeugen.
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 And is that a greeting of some sort?
No. It means pull towards you. Ziegezeichen.
Ziegezeugen.
They're all romantic songs.
Hast mich Ziegezeichen.
You
You pulled me, you drew me to
drew
you.
me to you.
Oh, this
like
is a romantic
very
Yiddish.
endearing.
Very romantic.
I
So
see.
far, all the words I
Deine
gave you.
Zähnlich weiß wie Perlech, mit deine schöne Augen, deine Händelech, deine Herrlich, hast mich Ziegezeichen.
Oh, there it is.
I said it.
So it goes at the end of the song. So Eli, the Yiddish word of the week is
It's Ziegezeugen. There's
Ziegezeugen.
no A before. Sorry. Ziegezeugen.
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 And it means to draw in.
To draw in.
Let me add a little.
but wait, there's
this
more.
is a love song
Okay.
about all your beautiful body parts.
Nice.
Shame. Shame means beautiful.
Okay.
So everything. However, in Yiddish, not only can it be romantic and full of love, but it also could be very funny. So here is a body part. Listen to the body part that's a little sarcastic.
Okay.
So when you don't like somebody, you say gesund in the puppet. Puppet is a body part.
gesund
It's
in the
a
puppet.
belly button. A puppet is a belly button.
don't
That
like
could be
yours.
the word
I
for the
love
day also. Puppet.
Wow. I like that. But
That's
we're
funny.
almost learning. No, it is, but we're almost learning too much.
Save it for next
Yeah. It's like, how many
Hey.
Yiddish words are there?
Sid, Lynn, please do not come on the show with more than one word.
I mean, we want to do a 1,000
overwhelming
episodes.
you?
We want to do 1,000
if
episodes.
you do that again, I can't be here for it.
We love you.
I do good.
Ziegezeugen.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
The one
Thank
word.
you, Mom and Dad.
That's
Did we do
secret
the
sauce.
krachana yet?
No, save it. Save it, Dad.
Save it.
Dad, come on.
Oh, there's so much more funny and love songs.
Well,
and
hopefully we're going to do a few seasons of this, okay?
It's very, very colorful
Okay,
language.
thank you. Thank you for sharing. Love you. We'll see you soon.
Abika's in Kemen Glickel's line. All right.
Right, okay. Well, that was my parents with the Yiddish word or words of the week. Several words of the week. Thank you, Mom and Dad, and Emmanuelle Chriqui.
Incredible.
Wow, like, I don't think I've ever had that much fun, mostly fighting with you, and also was like inspired by everything she was saying, and that story that broke, that she grew up modern Orthodox.
Yeah, I mean, you just said it broke. You know, she may have said that to anyone else
I'm
before.
telling you that it's a breaking story
I know. You tell me a lot of things that aren't true.
that we broke together.
I would
I'm
love.
not taking credit for breaking it.
Okay.
I'm saying we, and this show dropped a story. If you
Right.
dropped help you,
You're not.
the story dropped here.
You're not taking credit, but we did
Break it.
break it. That's what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
And I just thought that, like, she's just such a lovely human.
Yeah, she is great.
What I love about doing these interviews, it's like you get to be fun and funny and goofy, you know, and sometimes the guest is also funny and goofy, but then you see their humanity.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice to see their humanity. Like, they're not celebrities. Yeah, sure, they're famous, but they're not like a celebrity, you know, like it's like a robot that's just acts or sings or whatever. They're humans, and when you see the humanity, it's so impressive.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think when she was talking about how when she was becoming famous and basically just still had to put on, you know, just her life, she had to just get one step at a time, basically. You know, she like didn't know what was happening.
Right.
And to me, I mean, it sort of shows that she has like a great humility, you know, and isn't overdoing a moment. You know, she seemed to be walking alongside it, you know, and that's cool to see.
I think this whole episode was amazing, and thank you all for tuning in.
You were good.
I don't need that.
Well, you really do.
No, I know it.
Okay, but you
I
do
know
need
when I'm good, and I
ask
know
for
when
it
I suck.
all the time.
I do come off stage and go, how was that?
Yeah.
Thank you for watching and listening to Stars of David with me and that guy, Eli Leonard. Stars of David is a production of Unpacked, a division of Open Door Media. Please subscribe, whatever you do, to Stars of David, wherever you see or can listen or can hear or anything. And full episodes are available to watch on YouTube. And be in touch. Talk to us.
Yeah.
Write to us. Especially the if you have a kvetch.
Yeah.
We will post your kvetches in a voice note and in written word, whatever you want to do. Just go to Stars of David at JewishUnpacked.com. Stars of David at JewishUnpacked.com. And how do we end every episode?
Shalom Aleichem.
Good Yantif.
Good Yantif.
Good Yantif.
Good Yantif.